Good morning, everybody. First of all, may I request our respected chief guest, namely Sri Anurag Bajpai, IFS, Additional Chief Secretary, Trade, Commerce and Industry, Government of Manipur, to be the chief guest for today's program. Next, we have presentation of Lengzan fee to the Presidium members for today's program. Sigi mathang dei koina makha tarak poina DPIIT amadi PMU gi lengbirali bemibar sing du sacham bokodon potamine bidamakta ningsing jari.
First, I call upon Mr. Rahul Saini from DPIIT to come to the stage. Next, I request Mr. Hamid Yadav, consultant. Next, I request Mr. Jisan Ahmad from PMU. Thank you. Next, I request Mr. Ashish Kumar Meena from DPIIT.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Now we have welcome address by Sri K.H. Dilip Singh, retired Joint Director, Trade, Commerce and Industry, Government of Manipur. So may I request Sir Sri K.H. Dilip Singh to give welcome address for today's program.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. You must be aware this UNATI scheme is a very ambitious scheme of Government of India implemented by Department for Promotion of Industries and Internal Trade. Under this scheme, the ministry has put all the districts in Manipur under Zone B. When I say Zone B, you may feel it is inferior. Though Zone B, in fact, it signifies that the districts are industrially backward. But we are fortunate in the sense that government is giving more incentive in the districts of falling under Zone B. I will not go into details. We have resource persons from DPIIT and project manager unit. They will be giving details about the scheme. And I would like to inform you that this program has been streamed live through YouTube. And for those people who cannot participate physically, they can join the workshop through video conference. We have made a link and just shared through this thing to most of the people who who are desirous of participating or joining this. And yes, I will not take much time. In fact, we are very fortunate that we are having a very proactive at this Additional Chief Secretary, Mr. Anurag Bajpai. In fact, since he joined this department in about 3 months, he has taken various meetings with the concerned stakeholders, and he has been pushing us so that the state is able to develop industrially. So, thank you, sir. I welcome Sri Anurag Bajpai, Additional Chief Secretary, Trade, Commerce, Textiles, Commerce and Industries. I also welcome Srimati Yumnam Rovita, Director, Trade, Commerce and Industries. In fact, she has always been a guiding force for us. Whenever we put up any proposal, she promptly take up this thing to the higher authority and see that all the things are done. Thank you, madam. We also thank all the participants, especially the entrepreneurs and intending industrialists, all the officers coming from different departments, Sir Lenin, Madam from Forest Department and many others. We thank people coming from DPIIT who are sponsoring this program, and the project manager, project management unit and project management PMI, and our friends from print and electronic media, and my colleagues from industries department who has been working hard for all these the last few days to make the workshop successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, your welcome address. According to program, next, may I request our respected chief guest, namely Sri Anurag Bajpai, IFS, Additional Chief Secretary, Trade, Commerce and Industry, Government of Manipur, to lay down few words regarding today's program.
My colleague Robita on the dais, my colleague government officials from various wings of the state government, officials from DPIIT, Government of India, members of industry associations and representatives of various industries under individual capacity, members of print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to you all in this workshop, and I believe that this workshop was very much required to give a push to the industries in the state. And I have been given this assignment about 3 months back, and my sole intention is to give a push to the industries, which I believe mostly the industries in this state are small scale. If I look at the definition of MSME as per Government of India, they don't, comply to that norm. So my aim is to take these industries from a small scale to at least MSME level, so that they become able to avail the opportunities available in the stock exchange. That is my aim. So it is an honor to speak before such a distinguished gathering today at this workshop focused on significance of Unnati scheme in the context of Manipur. I will talk about Manipur only. And your presence, particularly DPIIT and all industry associations with whom I have already interacted once in the last 3 months, it signals a shared commitment to inclusive development and meaningful collaboration between the government and the industry. If I see Unnati scheme, it is basically Uttar Purv Northeast. Uttar Purv is Northeast. Transformative industrialization scheme. It is not merely a skill program. It is a national commitment to ensure that every youth, particularly from marginalized and unrepresented communities from the Northeast region, have access to opportunity, dignity and self-reliance. As we all know, the scheme aims at developing industries and generating employment in Northeastern region. It seeks to create productive economic activity in manufacturing and services. So there is an opportunity for the industry to establish a modern plant, diversify the manufacturing facilities, and so on. And we must avail this opportunity. This is my request to all the industries present here. We must avail this opportunity. And the growth, because it is required for our growth of the state and growth of the people of the state. We should not lose this opportunity. I hope that the representatives of industry present here are aware that this scheme is already under implementation. I hope all of us know. And this scheme will continue only till 31st March 2034. So 2 years almost we have lost. Almost 1.5 years. And remaining years are there till 2034. And I believe representatives of DPIIT may correct me. The application for registration, the date is 31, last date is 31st March 2026. Means 8 months and 3 months more, 11 months. So we have the time of 11 months with us only to avail this opportunity. If we lose, then you assess yourself. I don't want to say anything about it. Second part. The second important point. The scheme is divided into two parts. One part is part A and part B. It is called. Part A, the total cost of the scheme, I will tell you, it is more than 10,000 crore. And part A means it has about 9,000 plus crores. And 60% of this amount is for northeastern region. That is about 5,800 crore. Is for the 8 states. Am I correct? So we have to see the quantum available for the industries. Now it is up to us how we get it, how we take it, and how we develop ourselves. The remaining part B is for other components, small components, and that is hardly 300 crore. Is it correct? That is what? And this is also on first in and first out basis. Am I correct? So we have to take care of this part also. So if you don't become proactive in availing this opportunity, then certainly we will lose. Other states will take over, other northeastern states like Assam, Tripura, even Meghalaya, Sikkim. So do we want that? We have to compete in the region also. And our industries are the most important stakeholder in this scheme. They have to become proactive. Industry associations, I would like to urge you to take up this Unnati scheme and try to convey this message among your members. Now, who can avail this benefit under this scheme? All new industrial units and the existing units for the diversification as well, modernization as well. So it is not like that you have to set up a new plant altogether. If you have an old plant, you diversify, you modernize it, bring new machines, improve your efficiency, improve your productivity, quality, all these things you have to bring to compete in the market, because industries don't run on the old products, because you need to meet the customer's demand, and customers all across the country or the globally. So we have to look at that part. Again, for information of all, it is written here very much. 3 points on the left side. What it provides: capital incentive up to 50%. Who gives that? From where will you get it? Whatever you invest, 50% of that amount you will get back. There is a ceiling, but 50% you will get back. Then the second part is capital interest subvention. Up to 7 years on loans up to 250 crores. That is also there. The third important part, for manufacturing service linked incentive, where you will get the benefit under GST, and that is up to 10 years. So when these facilities are available for you, why don't you avail? This is my question to you all present here. For last 1 year, 1.5 years, the state government is trying to push, and I really urge to all industry associations why they have not looked at this. So in the context of Manipur, I would say, It is a state of vibrant culture, we always say. Rich tradition, we always say. We always say it is full of youthful energy. Then avail this scheme because it has transformative potential. Our youth are brimming with talent, but often face structural challenges, limited access to training, infrastructure gaps, and mismatch with market demands. So I would also urge the government stakeholders present here. Unnati presents an opportunity to align central and state schemes for maximum outreach, strengthen grassroots institutions like district skill committees, promote region-specific skills in handloom, handicrafts, agroforestry, ecotourism, and digital services. I am confining myself to Manipur. For industry associations, the scheme is a bridge to a workforce that is local, trained, and eager. But also capacity building expertise. So to make Unnati scheme a success in Manipur, a few strategic efforts are essential, which I believe government departments present here must work in sync with district level authorities and industry to map skill gaps and local opportunities. Formal partnerships with industry associations, which we are working on. Now, on this also aspect we are working on, most probably within 1 month it will come up. So formal partnership with industry associations should ensure curriculum relevance, apprenticeships, and job placements. Let us co-create talent pipelines, not just courses. The government can introduce tax incentives or recognition programs for industries that actively participate in training, mentoring, and hiring under the scheme. Where infrastructure is weak, industry can co-invest. It is for industries. They can look at their district, they can look at their surroundings, their region. They can co-invest in mobile training units, digital learning hubs, or shared facilities. The industries can come up together. This is not charity. I'm talking to the industries now. This will not be a charity. It would be a smart investment in local capacity building. It will help you in developing. Policy innovation for last mile inclusion is essential, which must include introduction of skill-linked microcredit, by tracking outcomes, not just outputs. We must move beyond numbers. It is particularly for the state government, the officials, including myself. We must move beyond numbers, train, and focus on long-term employability, income generation, and upward mobility. Finally, I urge all of us, industry leaders and government officials, to view Unnati not just as a scheme, but as a shared responsibility. Let us rise above silos and short-term mandates and build a sustainable, inclusive industrial growth growth model with skilling that becomes a beacon for Manipur. The youth of Manipur are watching. They are watching us and they are ready. So let us meet their aspirations with action. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir. UNATI is designed to strengthen the industrial ecosystem in the Northeast region and attract new investment. By incentivizing industrial expansion and optimizing operations, UNATI lays the foundation for a vibrant economy driven by performance and innovation. Thank you very much, sir. Your very well words given to us. According to the program, now we have tea breaks. After this remaining program, we want to hand over to the DPIIT and PMU. Please get it. One of the member of DPIIT, introduction on UNATI scheme along with quiz. So may I request one of the member of DPIIT.
First of all, thanks for calling us to this beautiful city of Manipur, IMPHAL. And second of all, I would like to apologize in the beginning as well, since I am from a teaching background and my PPT might look like I'm taking a lecture here. So I apologize in the beginning as well. So let's start the PPT. Unnati, as you know, there have been previous schemes, NEEP and NEEDS. And after the culmination of NEEDS, this is the scheme that has been launched by the government. The next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay. Meanwhile, we can do an important thing. Actually, this is the most important thing of today's workshop. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Rahul Saini. I am Section Officer of Northeast Region Scheme Section. I am heading that section in DPIIT. And the most important thing that I was supposed to say after this PPT, I am telling you right now. Please, all of you may note down an email ID. It's a very important email ID. Please note down. NERS dash dpiit@gov.in. Why this email ID is important? Because there might be few things which are left today for discussion, or they might not be deliberated upon today only. If you have any doubt about anything, what kind of unit can you set up, what you can't, just write your query on this email. We are looking after this email and will reply you in 48 hours. All of your queries will be answered on email as well. So this email ID is very important. Just note that down. I was supposed to tell you this email ID after I finished my PPT, but there is some technical glitch, I guess. So I do that's it. It's NERS. Yeah, N for naughty, E elephant, R is me, Rahul, S C dash DPIIT. It's dash DPIIT@gov.in. All your doubts, all your queries, they would be answered there. Just in case if some are left here today. And also, meanwhile, we start, can I ask, are there any beneficiaries of NEEDS who are present here today? Those unit holders that have taken benefit under NEEDS from the department? No? You are there? There are people? Okay. Okay, so finally, we can start. First important question, what is Unnati scheme? Since earlier we had two schemes in the past, one important scheme was NEEP, and after that from 2017 to 2022 we had NEEDS. After the culmination of NEEDS, this was the new scheme that was brought upon by the government, Unnati. Next slide please. Next slide please. Next slide, yeah. Okay, this is the next slide. Right, shall we start? Okay. So, Unnati is Uttar Purv Transformative Industrialization Scheme that has been launched by the government on a very important date. Why am I saying this date is important? I'll tell you later on. The important date is 9th of March 2024. So this scheme was launched on this particular date. And this date is very important as far as setting up of new industries are concerned. I'll explain it later on. So the scheme's objectives are more or less similar or even better than the earlier schemes, and they involve employment generation, institutional framework, and overall ecosystem, ecosystem development of the knowledge. Another important question, is there anything different in this scheme than the previous schemes? The last scheme was NEEDS, and there is one major difference than that particular scheme. And that is Zone A and Zone B classification. In the earlier schemes, there was no such classification. There are a total of 129 districts in the whole Northeast, and out of 10 districts, they are in Zone A, and rest of them are in Zone B. What exactly? So what about total funds under the Unnati scheme? The total allocation of Unnati scheme is 10,037 crore, out of which 9,737 crores, this is specifically for subsidies only. Means this will go to the industrial units set up in the whole 8 northeastern states. And rest 300 crores, as you are seeing, this is for the administrative post that involves one such thing that we are doing right here, workshops and other similar things. So the important question that can come to your mind is how a unit can get such funds. Fine, we have 9,737 crores of funds. How do we get that fund? this particular incentive has been kept, and again, it's different for Zone A and different for Zone B. In Zone A, you'll be getting 3% of interest subvention for a period of 7 years. But Zone B, they'll be getting 5% interest subvention for the 7 years. The duration is same, but the interest subvention percentage, it's more in Zone B. It's 7%, sorry, 5%. And the last and the new form of incentive, it's MSLI, Manufacturing and Services Linked Incentive. What is this exactly? Many people mistake this as that they are getting GST reimbursed. This is not a GST reimbursement per se. The net GST that is being paid by any unit, what is net GST? Your gross and your input tax credit. Just subtract these two. The amount of exact GST that has been paid by you, that will be used as an indicator. For example, if you have paid X GST, that is the X amount that we are reimbursing you as subsidy. We are not reimbursing GST. We are just reimbursing the exact amount that you had paid to GST, right? So more you produce, more GST you pay, exact amount will be returned to you. This is a very important incentive underneath Unnati. So this is a tabular representation of the complete funds, as you can see. In this, as you can see, the total 10,037 crore have been divided under under all the three incentives. This is not as important as the next slide is. This, the bifurcation of 9737 crore, and what has been allocated to Manipur? It's 334 crores initially. The total amount is 9737 crores. 60% of that has been allocated initially to each state. No other state can interfere in that. So if 334 is allocated to Manipur, no other state has a say in that particular fund unless the Manipur is itself not, setting up industries and demanding those funds. Else, the steering committee has the power to change these funds to other states as well. As you know, Assam is taking a huge chunk of all these subsidies. So initially, this is the earmarking 334 CR. It can be changed if a state has not set up enough industries and they're not taking as much subsidy from the department as is desired. And the rest, 40% of the amount of 9737 crores, it's on the FIFO basis. Whoever is setting up more industries, whoever files an application first, he'll be getting that particular amount. As you know, in NEEDS, the earlier scheme, only new units were eligible. If a unit if there was an existing unit, it wanted to expand, it was not allowed. But in Unnati, both type of units, new as well as expansion, they are both eligible for subsidy. And now comes the important part. As I told you initially, the Unnati was launched on 9 March 2024. Why this date is important? This date defines which unit is a new unit and which unit is an existing unit. If a new, if any unit, it starts its production after 9th March 2024, that will be a new unit. That will be considered as a new unit. But if there is a unit that has started its production before 9 March 2024, that is an existing unit. They are both eligible for subsidies, but existing unit, they cannot claim MSLI. This is the major difference between the incentives that are being given to new units and expansion units. Okay? And another reason why this date is important, the investment made by any unit post 9 March 2024 is only considered as eligible. This is a very important part that all industry associations and all the audience should know. If there is any investment that has been made before 9 March 2024, that is not considered as eligible investment under Unnati. So that's why this date is very important, 9th March 2024. So make sure while you are filing for registration or for claim, this date plays a crucial role in determining what exactly would be eligible in your plant or service sector, as the case may be. So another important thing that has come under Unnati scheme is the minimum investment. For a manufacturing unit, minimum investment in plant and machinery should be 1 crore. But if it is an MSME, if it is an MSME unit, micro unit, then this eligible investment is 50 lakhs. It's half of 1 crore, just for MSME. But for service sector, it is fixed at 50 lakhs. This has to be your minimum investment to be eligible for claiming claims under Unnati scheme. And this investment should come post 9 March 2024. I hope I have made this point clear. This is a very important question, and I'm sorry I'm taking it in a question answer form since I told you I'm from teaching background, and this might sound like a lecture, but yeah. So what can we set up in a service sector? An important question. In service sector, we have clearly defined in our notification in everywhere what can be set up. These are all the sectors where industrial units can be set up, service sector units basically. As you can see, education, IT, fintech, and important is this EV charging stations which has been added recently. So these are the sectors where investment would be counted as eligible investment, and beyond these sectors, no investment would be counted as eligible under UNATI. So these are the crucial sectors that have been clearly mentioned in the operational guidelines and the notification of UNATI scheme. Again, the same, I mean, it has been continued from the last page only. Then comes the next part. Fine, so we know what we can set up in service industries. What can we set up in manufacturing industries? For manufacturing industries, we have defined what you cannot do. We haven't, specified what you can do, but we have clearly specified what you cannot do, what you cannot set up. These are the industries that are not allowed for claiming subsidies or becoming eligible under UNATI scheme. As you can see, there are cement industries, there are few other industries. If any investor is investing in these type of industries, they are not allowed under UNATI scheme. Other than these, all the manufacturing units would be eligible for claims or for claiming or for registration under UNATI scheme. The next question. So fine, we know all such things. So how are we supposed to register under this scheme? First of all, we have a dedicated portal. There is no paper or nothing that have to be done in physical form. Everything is being done online. I have a member from my portal team as well. He'll be briefing you how, like step by step, where to apply, how to apply, what to be filled, and how to not miss any of the options that comes while filling the registration application. Timelines. Since this scheme is not perpetual, of course, registration by September 2026. No application would be allowed to be filed on the portal beyond this particular date. Again, an important date, 31st March 2026. This is the best part of this scheme. This was not available in earlier schemes. Everything has been timelined in this particular scheme. So if you have filed for registration, your application must go to a DIC. But we have fixed number of days for processing this time. And that timeline cannot be reached. So 45 days at DIC. They have to process your application. Either refuse, accept, or if they have to ask them any queries, they have to do it in 45 days only. The next is directory. Director of Industry have 15 days after those 45 days for processing this application. For the checks and balances, whatever they have to check as per the scheme guidelines. Beyond that, the application goes to the state level where a meeting is conducted, which is called as SLC, State Level Committee Meeting. That is the final step as far as a state government's role is concerned in registration of an application. And SLC has to be convened within 30 days of receiving application from directorate. So till here, the time period comes within 90 days. In 90 days, a state has to process an application. I'm saying process, not approve. They have to process, either they accept, they reject, or they ask any query from the concerned unit holders. Within these 90 days, an application has to process by state. And if it is not so, that application will be, what should I say, it will be snatched by the department, and we will consider as being approved by the state government. So this timeline
it's crucial. Everything has been made mandatory. And so application pendency would not go as much as it used to be in earlier stages. So 90 days at the state and 30 days at the department level. Overall, within 120 days, you will be getting either registered or refused or whichever options are there. So I thank you with a beautiful picture of Zuko very there. We couldn't go, sorry. My team would be coming for further activities. There will be more details. This is a very brief overview, and then we'll be taking all your queries. So we'll have
Query session, and please just note down all your queries and we'll try to solve them today only. In case any are left or you come across any query when this workshop is over, just please email us to ners-dpit@gov.in and your reply will be there within 48 hours. Thank you.
We know how to apply Unnati and about Unnati after hearing these words. Thank you very much, sir. Next, according to the program, may I request one of the members from PMU, please come over here.
Yeah, good morning everyone. I, Syed Zishan from EY, which is Project Management Unit for UNATI scheme. So today I will be discussing registration and claim process under UNATI scheme. So understanding this process is very essential for ensuring that beneficiaries will access to the resources and understand the process effectively. So we will start from the registration process, followed by the claim process, and then I will conclude with the Q&A session. So these are the steps which we follow in the registration process under UNATI scheme. So first you need to register, and then once you apply for registration, you have to fill basically 4 details. The first is your promoter details, the second is investment details, then industry details, and then you have to upload the documents which is necessary for that. So after you submit the application, then the application will go to DIC level, followed by DIR, then SLC, and then decision on application by DPIIT level committee. These all things I think Rahul sir has briefly explained to you all. And the appropriate intimation to the applicant will get via SMS, email, and you will get the issuance of certificate too. And then these are the 4 levels where application processing goes. And there are certain silent features which we have incorporated for the applicant to facilitate the process. And the first one is minimum data entry by the applicant. So we have only asked those documents which are extremely necessary for the processing of this scheme. And second thing is auto saving of data in draft mode. Means once you are filing the application and your net goes and anything happen like that, you can again resume that application from that state itself. Field level validation is there, and then SMS as well as email alerts for all communication trigger points. Means if you are applicant and you forgot the things, then we will remind you. And application is status tracking facilities for the applicant. Means application is at any stage. You can see online which stage the application is, where it is pending, and what is the reason of pending. And bidirectional flow of application file at the processing levels. Means application can flow to and fro. Means once the application goes to DIC and it found certain discrepancy, then it can again goes to the applicant and they can ask, and then again you can submit the documents. So now we come to timeline for processing registration. So from the day you start filing of application by applicant, then within 45 days from the filing of application, GMDIC has to ensure to process the application to DIR level. And once it goes to DIR level, then within 60 days from the date of filing of application, he need to process it. And then again it goes to secretary level committee to process, and again he has got the 90 days. And finally it will go to DPIIT level committee for approval of registration process. So if you see, from the date of filing of application till the date it get approved by DPIIT, total 120 days need to be there. You cannot take more than 120 days. So the timeline is very much fixed and adhere to the scheme guidelines. And DIC can send the application back to applicant unit holder for clarification. An applicant have maximum 15 days to respond back to the clarification raised by concerned DIC. Means within 15 days, not more than 15 days. If he will take more than 15 days, again one SMS, alert, trigger point, it will go to the applicant to make him remind. Means we are taking concern more than the applicant. And the application pending beyond 3 months shall be considered deemed recommended by the state and eligible for consideration at the DPIIT level. So there are 2 committees for the registration process. The first is secretary level committee, and all the designated members who will represent this committee you can see on the screen. So basically we discuss about the registration, application status, expenditure status, and agenda points in this committee meeting. And the second committee for registration processing is DPIIT level committee, headed by Joint Secretary NERS division, that is Gurneet Tej ma'am. And in this meeting we basically give the approval, rejection, hold. Means we give the status to the applicant, and the dignitaries which will be heading this committee you can see on the screen. So these are the list of documents required for registration. The first one is detailed project report, and DPR is a very much important document, and it should include like investor background, detail of products to be manufactured and services to be rendered, land documents, layout plan, implementation schedule, investment detail, and projected requirement of power and water. So it gives basically the overview of your project, which is very much necessary. Means we as an, you can say, we used to see all the overview through DPR. The second is land documents. So land document should be registered, whether it's sealed deed or lease deed. Third one is copy of incorporation certificate in respect of firm and unit. And the fourth one is certificate from CA stating details of all the owners, directors and partners. The fourth one is copy of PAN, and if it is a proprietorship firm, your own individual PAN will also work. Fifth one is copy of GSTN certificate, and as you know that we need a new GSTN certificate, and then Udyam registration, and then appraisal report from the bank financial institution showing the appraised cost of building, plant and machinery and miscellaneous fixed assets. So if you are not giving the proper appraisal report and you are giving the credit appraisal memo or something similar to that, then you need to give one writing from the bank that please consider this same to appraisal report. And then we will reconsider that and there will be no issue. And the other option is if you are giving the sanction letter along with the common appraisal memorandum, then also it will work out. And the eighth one is any other information the document required. Now how the registration document process flow. So we have already discussed it before also. So it go to DIC, and if any discrepancy or shortfall will come, then again DIC will contact to the applicant. And if everything is very good, then DIC will forward to DIR. And same thing, it process goes, flows, and finally it come to decision by DPIT and it will get approved for registration. So what are the provision under registration process? So unit cannot claim the benefit under, means if you have claimed CII from other scheme or CII, then you cannot claim it again in this scheme, this Unnati scheme. So you have to take MSLI and then CIS benefits only. And for support and clarification, applicant can reach out at this email ID. Means if you are having some problem in filling the application, the portal is not working or any other thing. And the application process is entirely online, ensuring transparency and accountability. So basically applicant can see where their application is pending, and to and fro motion of the applicant, everything is very much transparent. You don't need to ask someone, everything you can see online. And then meeting minutes and list of approved, rejected, objection cases will also get uploaded on the portal with reason. So once you file your application for registration, you will get the acknowledgement slip, and this is the reference copy. Like this you will get the application slip. And the other one is, if you get registered under Unnati scheme, then you will get the certificate from the DPIIT. And now we come to Unnati service sector positive list. So in which all sector you can apply to Unnati in service sector? So you can see tourism and hospitality services, promoting film tourism including film cities and studios, heritage property restoration services. There are certain criteria also, I will make you aware later. And then rope-ways entertainment, parks and rides, healthcare services, tech startups, IT and IT services, and EV charging station. Then basically manufacturing sector positive list is very big. So we need to focus the negative list here. So you can see, means whatever negative list, it is very common, and you can see in the guideline also that arms and ammunition and cement industries, plantation refineries and power generating units that are fossil fuel based, units lacking environmental compliance clearance from MUE FCC or plastic carry bags. So basically in manufacturing sector negative list we have taken care, means which is not good for the environment, and like tobacco and plastics, all these are put in negative list. And then it's finished, and then you can start the claim process PPT. So basically there are 3 different schemes under Unnati, and it has been explained by Rahul sir also, that capital investment incentive, CIS and MSLI. CII is for new and expanding unit, and as you know, means we have distinguished between 2 zones, zone A and zone B, but in Manipur you don't have to focus on zone A. So for CII, 50% of eligible investment and upper limit is 7.5 CR, and timeline for submission is within 1 year of commercial production. So you have to file for CII within 1 year once your commercial production is started, not more than that. So please take care of these points. And then you come to capital interest subvention, CIS. Again, this is for both new and expanding unit, and the maximum cap is 250 crore. If you are taking loan more than 250 crore, we are not going to take care of that. And if you are means within 250 crore, 250 crore. So 3% for 7 years for zone A, and 5% for 7 years for zone B. And the timeline for submission is within 6 months after the financial year ended for the CIS claim. And then you come to MSLI, Manufacturing Services Linked Incentive. This is only for new unit. There is the difference scheme. It's not for expansion. And we will give you all the net GST payment, and upper limit for zone A is 75% of investment in PNM, and for zone B is 100% of investment in PNM. So timeline for submission is quarterly within 3 months after the relevant quarter end. So as we have seen, for registration process also 2 committees were there, same as that in claim process also 2 committees are there. So secretary level committee at state, it recommends CII, CIS and MSLI incentive for registered industrial units for their respective state. And below are the mentioned designatories which will hold this committee. And the second is steering committee at DPIIT. So low value claims amounting to less than 5 CR will be processed on file by DPIIT itself. And if it is going to be above 5 CR or equal to 5 CR, it will be placed before the steering committee for approval. And you can see who all will hold this committee on the screen. So now we come to the general guidelines for claiming incentives. So it is very much obvious and it has been cleared at every stage that new units will require new GSTN number. And only current account transaction, means you cannot do other transaction other than from your current account. Once it has been given, you have given your current account, the transaction will be from that for P&M, construction and durable assets. And invoices should have that GST number mentioned on it for P&M procurement or building or any other thing. So claims under CIS and MSLI to be disbursed only after eligible investment amount in P&M or civil construction is finalized. So if it is micro industry, so we will consider both the cost for manufacturing sector also, P&M cost also, and that construction of building cost also. This point is very much important. And if it goes beyond the category of micro, we will consider only P&M cost. And then investment made after the DOCP will not be considered eligible. Means once you have started, date of commercial production is fixed, confirmed by DIC, then whatever investment you will do, we will not going to consider it. So production may begin in 3 phases or 4 phases, but incentive apply only after final commencement. DOCP must start within 4 years of registration process. Once registration process finalized, then DOCP adheres timeline is 4 years. And now we will go through every single scheme which has been mentioned in this Unnati. The first one is CII. Means we will go more into detail, means what is CII, how it works, what are the processes, what are the documents required in it. So CII for both new and expanding units, and intimation of commercial production should be within 30 days from the date of commercial production, and it should be informed to DIC. CII claims to be submitted online through the portal to concerned DIC. An application form annexure where there you can easily go to the scheme guidelines, and everywhere annexure means what are the ways, how are the formats of the documents which you need to upload. Everything have been given in very detail. Appraisal report of the bank. In case of finance unit, you can give any appraisal report from any scheduled commercial bank, and if it is self-finance, you need to go to net fee. So designated field team visit is required for CII. So if investment in P&M or construction of building and other feasible durable assets is less than 5 CR, then these are the dignitaries which will come for the field visit, means general manager of DIC concerned, project manager or any other officer of DIC, functional manager. And if your eligible investment lies within 5 crore, but if you file for CII, filing of claims by registered units, once you file, then as I mentioned before, that field visit, 3 categories, under 5 crore, between 5 and 25 crore, and above 25 crore. So field visit of the unit by field visit team will be done. Then scrutiny of application by DIC, and once the application has been scrutinized by DIC, it will go to directorate level. Once directorate level finished that scrutiny, then it will go to consideration for recommendation the claims by the secretary level committees to DPIIT, and then pre-scrutiny by independent audit agency. DPIIT will take one audit agency for all the claim process, and it will come into the picture for all 3 schemes. And then approval of claim by DPIIT. After the audit agency, it will come to DPIIT level, and then sanction of funds by DPIIT to net fee for disbursement to individual units. So field visit team, or you can say field visit is very much important part of this CII claim. So the means if the person who will go to field visit team, he will check all these documents. You can see means physical existence of plant and machinery, means the invoices which applicant has given, he will match with that all the machineries are new as per the invoices, and same as building and other physical durable assets for services. And he will check the core and non-core components, means whether your investment has been done in core components, and because that will only come into the eligible investment. And he will check the appraisal report and any other relevant documents. Same thing, you can see it's all very normal thing. If your deviation report, he will check the deviation report, that how much your investment has been increased or decreased from the mentioned amount in BAR. Then secretary level committee shall consider the following for recommending claim: physical verification report, DPR, payments for plant and machinery, appraisal report from financial institution or net fee, deviation report, eligibility and incentive approval, all basic document. Now we come to the second scheme, that is capital interest subvention, and interest on term loan to principal amount till rupees 250 crore. To avail CIS, following needs to be submitted, means the list of documents which need to be submitted to avail the CIS from DPIIT: certificate of proof of date of production, commencement of operation, bank certificate, recommendation letter. So banks comes into the picture here, and two main documents from bank. One is bank certificate recommendation letter, and second is utilization of funds, means the term loan, the loan which you have taken from bank, where you have utilized. That need to be written from bank. We need to get it. Then audited balance sheet, detailed bank statement for the claim period, latest electricity bill received, and then undertaking from the applicant that unit has availed not availed similar incentive from any other state government scheme. And it is, you already know this, the 3% per annum for zone A and 5% per annum for zone B. And no interest subvention shall be allowed for the period the unit has defaulted. If you have been defaulted for repaying loan to the bank, then CIS will be ineligible for you. So CIS flow process, that how the document flows under the process, under the application process, and basically applicant can also see. This is the best part, means everywhere transparency and accountability has been given to the applicant. So first, filing of application, and then it will go to DIC, will forward eligible claim application. It will go to DIC level, and he will check, and if it is found in order, then within 13 days of claim application, DIC has to forward it to directorate level for examination or scrutiny. And again, if DIR found it is in order, then within 15 days he has to forward that application to secretary level committee, and secretary level committee will send eligible claims and incentive remarks to DBIT appointed third party audit agency within 15 days of the meeting, along with the minutes to DPIT for information. And then third party audit agency will pre-scrutinize claims and submit report to DPIT. And then based on the recommendation of directorate and audit report, DPIT will examine the claims and approve it. And then it will go to net fee, and the net fee will disburse. So now we come to the third scheme of this Unnati, and that is Manufacturing and Services Linked Incentive, MSLI. So MSLI is a little bit confusing. Your CII and CIS is very easy to understand. It's not a big issue. So the first difference is only for new units you can apply for MSLI, not for expansion. Upper limit of incentive is 75% of zone A and 100% for zone B. So eligible units of zone A and zone B will be granted MSLI equal to 100% of the net payment of GST, and for a maximum period of 10 years from DOCP or till the date of validity of a scheme. You will not understand all this point right now, right here. I have mentioned some certain two cases, means case studies there in the next slide. You will easily understand from that. And 1/10 of the eligible incentive will be paid annually, subjected to full GST payment as per returns. And these are the documents which need to be submitted while filing MSLI. So you can see here that this is the case study, and for zone A and zone B. So zone A will get 75% eligible investment and zone B 100%. So if your total project cost or total investment amount is 5 CR and eligible investment in P&M or building and fixed durable asset, I mean if you are in manufacturing then P&M will be considered, and if you are services then building and fixed durable asset. So eligible investment is, if you are investing P&M and building and fixed durable asset 2 crore rupees, then total eligible incentive for zone A will be 75% of P&M cost, because zone A we have already classified 75%. And if you make that 75% of 2 CR, the total eligible incentive will come to 1.5 CR. And net GST is gross GST paid minus input tax credit. One more condition is there in MSLI, that maximum incentive as per year should be 1/10 of the total eligible incentive. So eligible incentive is 1.5 CR, because for zone A we take the calculation 75% of 2 CR, and then if we do 1/10 of the total eligible incentive, it will come to 15 lakh. 1.5 CR ka 10% 15 lakh. And let's assume that net GST paid is less than capped incentive. So capped incentive is 15 lakhs for 1 year. So gross GST paid by unit, suppose 32 lakhs, input tax credit by unit is 18 lakhs. Then net GST, we calculate the net GST. Net GST paid in 1 year is 32 lakhs minus 18 lakhs, 14 lakhs. And it is less than the capped amount, that is 15 lakhs. So you will get whole amount, 14 lakh in one go in 1 year. And if the second case is if net GST paid more than maximum incentive. So if your net GST paid in first year comes to 18 lakhs and the capped amount is 15 lakh, then unused cap 3 lakhs can be carried forward and can be claimed for the next year. The same I have done for the case study 2, that is zone B, 100% eligible investment. Same thing, you can easily understand. So now we come to the procedure for claiming process, means how the application flow for MSLI, and there is only one difference, means if you with respect to CII or CIS. In MSLI, after DIC, it will go to Commissioner GST state taxes, and they will vet the turnover and liabilities and forward it to concerned directorate, and there is no other difference. Only Commissioner and GST taxes come into the picture here to check the net turnover and liabilities. Others are same as before. So the way you seen that in registration process also, From the date of filing of application till you get registered, we are having 120 days. Maximum, you will get that registration within 120 days. So same timeline and adhere days have been applied for the claim process also. So claim, if you see the picture, DIC, GMDIC to ensure processing of claims within 30 days, then directorate again within 30 days from the date of filing of claim, then secretary level 15 days, and if you come into the total picture, claim to be processed within 19 days from the date of filing of claim. So now means there are provision under claim that unit must remain in production operation and not change location or dispose of significant assets within 10 years. Means you cannot change your location within 10 years if you are using this subsidy. Interest on subsidy refund is calculated using the simple interest method for the CIS. Means you can easily calculate your CIS through using that Google, and you can just say a simple interest method and you can calculate your CIS. And then mispresentation of false information result in a refund of incentive amount with 15% simple interest. So you are getting my point here, that you have to pay interest if you are doing some mispresentation of false information. And then incentives are released digitally. That's this all you know. The nodal agency provide a certificate of utilization of incentive in Form 12C to DPIIT within 3 months of last installment. No interest can be claimed for delayed incentive payments, and grievances are lodged on the Unnati online portal and escalated if not addressed within 15 days. The entire incentive claim process is conducted online with no physical mode unless approved by DPIIT. Registration and application receipt will stop if projected financial liability reaches 115% of the scheme financial outlay before 31st March 2026. So you got this point, I think so. Means registration will automatically get stopped if we reached 115% of the budget. Means after that you cannot do the registration. So now what comes under the core and non-core components in plant and machinery? So whatever manufacturing facility you are establishing and the equipment which are mothered production equipment, that will only get considered, that will only be in the core part. Other than that, all will come into the non-core part. Loading and unloading charges, shedding building for plant and machineries, miscellaneous fixed assets such as DG, excavation, mining equipment, even electrical components also in the non-core part. DG will be used for the, means once the power get off, so it will not come under the main core. Commissioning cost, captive power plant, except solar power plant for captive use only. Means if you are using the solar power plant only for that project and it is giving power only to that project which you have applied to the scheme, then it will be eligible. Weighbridge, laboratory, testing equipment, DG set, it's all non-core. Now we comes to the service industry. What is core and what is non-core? So construction cost of building and other durable physical assets essential for service activities will come under the core part. And heritage building, I told you before that heritage building has some different classification in this scheme. The cost of durable assets, which will include our fittings and fixed asset needed to render service, example HVAC, heat, ventilation and air conditioning, cooling tower, sewage treatment plant, etc. Electrical components will be considered in services but not in manufacturing. And captive solar power plant. Captive word is very important in this. And what will come under the non-core is the cost of land, consumables, disposables. And there is a special classification for heritage. Heritage property not in use before 9 March 2024 is restored thereafter for commercial or hospitality or tourism services on a commercial basis will also be considered as a new unit as per the following eligible condition. So heritage properties, if it has been recognized under these agencies, ASI or INTAC, then you can see there are 4-5 points are there, then only we will consider those heritage properties. So now we come to application form for claiming CII Unnati. Again we come to the documentation part, and you can see it everywhere in the scheme guideline. And there are certain documents which are very much common for manufacturing as well as services sector. And those are fixed capital investment as per CA certificate, source of finance as per CA certificate. So any expenditure which you are doing should be validated from bank or by the CA. Details of equity, if any, details of unsecured loan, power details, lands and building details. For manufacturing sector only, installed capacity of plant and machinery, raw material required, sales of finished goods, employment generation detail. Then for service sectors, cost of building, employment generation. And now all annexures are there which have been attached as same as per the scheme guidelines. So now we finish our claim part also. So if you have any question, you can please address. Yeah, speak. Huh? We can take the questions means on query times collectively. So please be patient a little bit. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. In this scheme, many, process are there. We know how to apply and how to get beneficiary from your valuable words. According to the program, next agenda is portal demo. For this, may I request Mr. Pavitra Singh, please come over here.
No, the connection will be wrong there. It's not working. Yeah, good morning everyone. Good morning Manipur. I'd like to thank you all the participants here. So my name is Pavitra Rana. I'm from Microsoft Technology. So I'll be there for the training sessions for the Unnati portal. So definitely we have developed so far for the applicant and all the relevant or the required stakeholders for the application, and we make it so user friendly so that the people, the user can use it very easy and not to make it a lengthy process or the hectic process. So this is the agenda we have. So this is the index that I have, the list of things that I'll be providing you. So the agenda of this session will be streamline the registration and claim process of the industry's schemes, end-to-end process from applicant registrations to the claim approval. Next will be the detailed logins and the role walkthrough of the each stakeholder. So definitely we have applicant registration and all the stakeholders who go through the approvals process like DIC, DIR, SLC, DPIT, etc. Next we'll have our aim for this session to provide a clarity and efficiency, and definitely lastly we will have a feedback session so that you can ask your queries and we'll definitely resolve your all issues. So first thing that we have in a slide is the applicant registration. So I'll demonstrate you how applicant can register themselves for the scheme so that they can apply. So just my mate, I want to recap the process. Definitely my mate have demonstrated you the whole process, the process flow of the application or how it works. So definitely I'll recap you on the process flow that I have for the applicant login. So I'll be needing your complete attention to the screen, please. So you can see that definitely there is a end user who will log in it, registered it with their email IDs, and during login they have to put their email IDs and generate OTP, and to generate a OTP after that they can log in their accounts. So on that account you have to click on application registration, where you have a form separated or divided in the 4 parts. Just I said earlier that the whole application will have a long or lengthy form, but we have made this form very user friendly, and not to make it hectic or more lengthy, we have 4 parts that you can follow it. Like part 1 is a personal details, the second is industry details, and the third is investment details, and the final part that you have to fill all the required documents. You can upload it and you can submit it finally after previewing. So this is the process, and after that filling all the details, you have to apply for the scheme that you are interested on, like CII, CIS and MSLI. So whatever the schemes, required scheme or desired schemes you want to click on, after clicking the form, separated form will be pop up for the required dimension details. You have to put all the details and you can submit it to all the attached documents, all the required documents. Finally, based on the process flow, this application will go to submission and this will go to the DIC level. So this is how applicant log in the application and they can apply for the schemes. So this is how the applications login or the application is look alike. The home page of the application, where you have a login button on the top here, and you can click on the login button so that you can go to the login page, and as I earlier said that you have to apply by putting your email ID and generate OTP. Just to know you, let you know that after generating OTP, the OTP is valid for 6 hours. So that in case any form is divided into 4 parts. So just in case, just taking a case that you have filled up all the details in the part 1, and there are 3 parts already left there. So this application has a feature of auto save of the details you have so far put in or the fill up. So definitely after that, in a 6 hours, period of 6 hours, you can log in anytime with that same OTP and the password. So the OTP will be valid for the 6 hours, and the rest of the part you can fill up all the details in the form and you can proceed for the submission. So this is the parts I was talking about. You can see that the form that we have, after clicking on the registration, you have the form, which is step 1, personal detail, the second industry detail, a third investment detail, and the fourth attachment. So after reviewing, you will have option to preview all the details you have filled up so far, and after that you have to put all the required documents and you can submit it finally to apply for the 3 schemes we have. So after applying, this is the list of view status in the application itself in your login. The moment you submit the application, you will have this list of application, and also as a status, this will indicate how much percentage you have completed or not. As I said, this is there are 4 parts in there, and for example, you have fill up so far the first part, the 3 parts already left there, then this will indicate in the status as a percentage how much you have completed so far. Again, you can click on the edit button, actions, under the actions button, so that you can fill the rest of the fields or the information and you can submit it finally. In the list that you can say that there is a status in the 4th, there is one application. Just to demonstrate you, this is a dummy data, and the 4th row you can say that the status is application submitted, and the 3rd you can say that the incomplete 99%. So definitely there is some left out, you have left out, so you have to edit it, you have to fill all the details and you can submit it. After submitting, you will get updated application as a application submitted, as you can see in the 4th row. And after that you will get definitely this is the application preview. After submission, this is the application preview. So you can see that whatever you have filled up so far, you can check on every field that you have fill up the details, and you can print it. There is also option the printing option, so you can print it. This is the whole the complete 4 part. So you can, after submitting, you can preview this application, the whole part, the part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. So after submitting successfully, you will get a acknowledgement slip like this. You can see in the screen, so that this allow that you have finally submitted. So you get it acknowledgement slip in against of that thing. After that, this application goes to the DIC, and DIC will go through all the approval process or whether they have the return process. So again, I'll recap the process flow of the DIC. So just I need your attention on the screen, please. So here's the process flow that application will receive by the DIC, the submitted by the applicant, and this will go for the verification of the approvals. So DIC will assign a field officer so that they can check on a real-time basis and in a physical basis. So they will have scheduling the field visit, and definitely for that concern, they will, based on that, they will upload a report for that. They will submit a report in the application, and this will go, for example, that DIC has checked all the things is approved. So after approval, this will directly go to the DIR levels. So the next level they can forward it, the DIC, after putting all the reports after the field visit. So in case, for example, that it's not been approved, so definitely there is option to return this application as a hierarchy. This will go as a backward. Whoever sent this, like applicant send this to DIC, then definitely there is any kind of remark or any kind of checks that has been missing out, any information of the document, DIC will assess all the things, and DIC can return this application to the applicant. So that applicant again edit this application, whatever the consequences or the missing or gap thing, they can fill up and resubmit it to DIC for the further approvals. So DIC can return it and also forward it to the DIR level. So the next will be, so this is the DIC panel. So DIC can approve it or return it. So this is the DIC approval process, where there are steps. So there are 4 steps under the action button, so that they can, in every action, they can return it or approve it, and they can have their remarks. This is the whole application. They can preview just to check and verify it. This is the final action button, so that they can get all the details filled up, and they can return it or approve it. So after forwarding DIC to the DIR, this application goes to DIR, and again the process flow is like DIR will assess all the things, and DIR will get all these things checked, and they also have an option to add a proposed claim. So they can add a proposed claim amount based on their checks and verification. And again, DIR will have also the same option that they can approve it or they can return it. The same way, this will go to the backward hierarchy. Well, the DIR received it from DIC. The DIC will get this return, and definitely whatever the things, gap or the missing out with the remarks, the DIR will send it return. It has to fill up by the DIC, and they can again submit it for the approval process. For instance, just take it as DIR has approved it. So this will go to the further SLC level. So this is the same way application, they can preview it, and they can following the steps, 4 steps to approve it. And again finally actions in they can approve or return it. So this will go to the SLC level, and again SLC will assess the preview the application. You can see that whatever the compliances or the checks will have, the SLC will, state level will check and verify the things. And they will have an option to MIS report. So they will have a team members, and they will discuss all the things, and they can prepare a MOM report, and they can upload it for the checks. And they can, again, they have the both option, approved it or the return it. Definitely this will return to the DIR level, because DIR has sent it to the SLC. And finally this will go to, if everything goes well, then this will forward it to the DPIIT. This is the final process for the application registration. The same process will have for the approval, like DIR or SLC have. Now finally this goes to the DPIT level. So DPIT will again checks all the things, and they will have a committee to form, and they can discuss all the things, and definitely they have attached to reports, so they can attach the report what so far discussed for that application. And again, the both option they have, like they can approve it or they can return it, and this will go to the SLC level, because the SLC has sent it forwarded to the DPIT. For example, this has been approved by the DPIT, then this is the final process for the applicant registration. After approving from the DPIT, you will get a registration certificate which allow you to apply for the claims that we have, the three claims, the three schemes we have, so that you can apply against the schemes, which is the CI, CIS and MSLI. So after submission approval from DPIT, on a real-time basis, user or the applicant can download it or print it, the registration certificate. Also there will be a banner from Unnati, so that these are the documentation you will receive after a successfully approval from the DPIT. And after that, definitely you are allowed to apply for the claims. So I'll move to, this is it for the application registration. Now I'll move to the claim. How claim process will work, and how applicant, after getting that registration certificate, how can they are applying that claim application. So this is it. So again, I'll be needing your keen attention to the scheme. So before applying claim, I would say there is a pre-process that you have to do. So before applying for claiming, you have to apply for the DOCP. So date of commencement of the production. So definitely you have to log in, you have to apply for the DOCP. And in DOCP, the mentioned details, you have to fill up all the details, and you can apply for it. This will go to the DIC level. DIC will approve it, and after approval, the user can apply for the claim. So make sure what I'm saying, that this is a pre-process of the applying claim. So before applying claim, you have to apply for the DOCP. So after successfully getting approval from the DIC for the DOCP, you will get an option. Option will pop up to apply for a claim. But before on that, you won't get any kind of apply claim button. So you have to apply for the DOCP first. After approving it from DIC, definitely you will get an option to apply for the claim. So claim, you can click on the apply claim, and definitely you have an option, right? You have three schemes, CIS and MSLI. So you can, whatever desired schemes you want to apply, you can click it, and over clicking you will get the pop-up form with the mentioned details. And just to let you know, this claim form will have the fields that you have already filled up the details during the registration. So you don't need to fill all the details again and again. All the details will be fetched from that registration process. During the registration process you have applied so far. Any additional detail will have mentioned in the claim form, you have to put in that thing. Or maybe in the sections, specifically the employee section, you will have an edit option. So you can after the DOCP, definitely there is situation or the cases that the employees, you have increased the employee, you have increased the production, right? So you will have an edit option in the employee section in the claim form, so that you can edit the quantity or all the information of the employee section, whether it's the salaries or the the investment you have done so far, or the quantity of the employee, right? So definitely claim will, there is a form and all the details you put in, and after that you have to submit it, and this will go to the further process. So this is the form I have just to demonstrate you that there is option for the apply for the DOCP. After clicking on the DOCP, the form, so far you have applied for the schemes. So after that you will get that option for the claim, apply for the claim. So this is the DOCP form, and after approval, as I demonstrated you, that the button will appear, apply for the new claim. You can see that in the blue box or the button in the right side in the action. After clicking it, you will get a claim form in a stepwise, definitely just to make this user friendly for the user, not to dig in the whole form. So we separated it in the steps. So based on whether it's a MSLI, CIS or CIS, the steps will be mentioned based on that requirement. Or definitely you will have option to the whether it's a service based or manufacturer based, right? So based on that, details will have in step 1, for example, that you can see in the screen that we have a claim form, the basic detail, the office details, and the unit details, right? And the owner details. In step 2, we have enterprise with them registration details. So all the details of the them registration, you have to fill up all the details. Any details that already filled up that you have applied already, or the fill up during the registration, you don't need to apply it or the fill it. This will automatically show you the pre-fill data, right? Post-fill data. So again, step 3 is actual employment registration. I was talking about that you can edit this section, and definitely there is attachments and investment details and details of present claim. And these are the attachment. You have to check all the things that the documents you have uploaded so far. And step 8, step 9. So this is the complete form of a claim form that you go through all the steps, and finally you can submit it to apply for the required required schemes. So every scheme you have to go through separately, whether you are CIS, CIS or MSLI. And after that, definitely in the bottom you can see that there is a application history. So this form goes to forward to the different stakeholders for the approval process, right? So any of the delegates or the stakeholder involved in this, whether it's DIC, DPIT, SLC, DIR, right, GST commissioner or the auditor, if they have returned it, or they have approved it, or any remark they have put there, in the application history you can see itself, whether you are applicant, whether in any stakeholders on the real-time basis, this status of the application history will be shown to the all people, so that you can get the real-time status of that application, where exactly it is, I mean where it is, the location of this, or in which process it being forwarded till now or approved till now. So this claim will go to the DIC definitely, and DIC will go through the claim form again, and DIC will have checks of the claim preview form. So they will preview the form. Whatever the claim you have applied for, they will preview the form. They will approve the documents so far that you have uploaded. They will have the inspections details, so they will put the inspection details. They will put the geotagging details, geotagging images. Of course, they have the field visit and all that. They will have a claim certificate, upload documents and photographs, and they will also put the claim amount of the incentives. And lastly, there will be a document agenda. So any kind of report they have, they can put there just to in case of the claim approval process. And finally, they will approved it, or maybe they will request revision for that. So they can return it again, and any remarks or any gaps or missing out, they can return it. And this will same work as the registration. This will go to the applicant, so that applicant edit it and add the dependencies, and they can resubmit it. In case, for example, they will approved it, DIC they approved it, this will go to the DIR. In case of, just to let you know, in case of CI and CIS, this will go to the DIR directly, right? But in case of MSLI, this will go to the GST Commissioner first, and after that this will proceed with the DIR. This is just for in case of MSLI scheme. So this is the screen that DIC will have all the list they can view in the I button. You can see in the under the action button there is a I button in blue color, blue box. So they can preview the application. And there is a yellow button, you can say, besides on that, and they can click on that just to approve it by following the steps. So this is the claim form preview, and the whole form they can checks and verify it. So this is the approval process. So you can see that there is application history, as I demonstrated you, or I was talking about the real-time status of that application, where it is, where it is forwarded, being forwarded, or approved, or any return that it getting in the whole process of forwarding or approval. And definitely there is sections where this is for the claim approval of GST Commissioner. In case of MSLI, this will go to the GST Commissioner, so that GST Commissioner will forward this for the further process. And this is a claim approval by DIC, and definitely in case of CI and CS, this will go to DIC, so DIC can send it to the DIR. So DIR will receive this application, and again the DIR will have checks and approvals of, they can preview the application the same way and view the documents whatever you have uploaded so far in the application, claim application. And again, like DIC, they can add a claim amount on incentives, and lastly a report or document agenda based on their discussion with their team. And again, the both option will have the same like registration, verification, approved it and forwarded, or they can request for the revision, any kind of dependencies or the gap or missing out they have. So this will go to the DIC, sorry. So after DIR successfully take intent, so that this will verified, and this will forwarded to the SLC level. So SLC will have checks all the thing the same way. SLC will go through the document, preview it, and view the documents, and same way like DIR. They can add the claim under incentives, and they can add the reports or the document agenda just to verify it, and this will forward to the auditor level. So auditor will checks all the things, and they will only have option to preview the form, not the documents. So they will have the option to claim incentives of the amount, and they also have the same, that they can attach the report or the document agenda. And this will proceed with the final process. And again, the same option, even SLC will have the return thing or the approved thing. So they can request a revision, which will go to the immediate backward, which is sent by the SLC. So this will finally forward it to the DPIT level, and this is the last process we have. So DPIT on the same way will receive this claim registration form that applied by the applicant, and again the checks will they can preview the application, they can view the documents so far attached with this application, and they can add the claim incentives of the amount, and lastly they have the report of the document agenda they can put there in the application itself. And again the two options they have, they can return it if any kind of gap or missing out to the SLC, and if they are forwarding this or the approved this, the moment it approved this, this will go to the NetFi, and basically DPIT after approval of this claim registration of that applicant for the particular applicant, this will DPIT will recommend this NetFi to disbursement of this amount. So this is the final process of the claim, where all the checks the DPIT can do, and after approval this will go to the as a status, real-time status updated that the claim has been approved, and this will show in the applicant dashboard itself, and all the stakeholders involved in this approval of the forward process. So this work as a real time, and this is the final process of the claim registration. So far I have demonstrated you how applicant can register or log in their accounts and register their accounts with all the steps they have to follow, and how after getting a certificate, registration certificate, how they can apply for the claim by following the documents attached and the steps they have to follow, and finally the approvals from the DIC or all the stakeholder, DIC, DIR, SLC and DPIT level. So this is it from my side. Any question you have regarding the portal you can ask, or any kind of question that you have regarding the policy, definitely in the next session, in the feedback query session, you can ask. Don't hesitate yourself, we are here to help you out. So in the next session definitely we'll take your questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. We know how to apply it and how to claim from your words. Next, according to the program, we have question and answer. For this program, may I request all the members from DPIIT and PMU, please come over here. Lastly, from our side, those persons who want to ask any question about the UNATI, please ask to them. They are sitting in front of you. They want to give their answer. Okay, let us start. Please, those persons who want to ask any question. Yeah.
So this is, I'm Lenin, here, left side. So I'm Lenin, working as Joint Secretary to the Government of Manipur. So I have been receiving certain queries from the investors regarding projects in, which are planned to invest in phases. Like suppose they want to start the sector, I mean service in phases. Like this is related to a diagnostic center. Suppose the investor want to start with ultrasound machine, and later he wanted to add it, what is that, CT scan. Then later on he wanted to add another MRI machine. So in that case, how this, and he wanted to avail loan from multiple banks, not from a single bank. So there come some queries like you said, what will be the procedure for filing application of DOCP in such project, like that of commercial operation. So it will be in different phases for all these 4 projects. And number 2, what will be the procedure for claiming this CIS, like interest subvention, like if he avails loan from multiple banks?
Hello, am I audible? Yeah. So, sir, thank you for the query. It's a very varied query. One of the important things is that once a unit gets registration, it gets 4 years to start its commercial production or commercial operation. First important thing. Second is phased production. We have allowed this time in Unnati. It was not there in earlier schemes. So if this diagnostic center, the unit holder, if he's bringing some machine, he can start the operation. Say after 6 months, he brings another machine and he starts the operation. Like this, he's bringing machines continuously. So this operation can be done in 3 phases, but this has to be done within those 4 years. Those 4 years, this is the deadline. So let him bring the machines, let him start the operation in phases, in 3 phases, then he has to apply for claim collectively. So the phased operation is fine, but the DPIT will consider that DOCP or the date of operation only that particular date when the last machinery he has received and the operation begin within that 4 years range. That will be the final date of operations. So from that operation date, his all investment will be calculated, and on the basis of that only, he'll be getting all the incentives. I hope I have made this clear, sir.
Okay, so in that the appraisal is coming from multiple banks. Like he has applied for term loan from different banks. So what kind of appraisal it will be in such cases? Like will it be a comprehensive appraisal is required, or multiple appraisal from multiple banks will be allowed?
Another thing, the DPR for any project that is prepared by the CAs, it involves all the machineries that a person is willing to bring into his unit. So initially when a DPR is prepared, including all the machineries that he'll be buying later on, that is being appraised by a bank. Any bank that appraise that particular DPR will work. There is no need to get appraised it again by the different banks. So the initial DPR that has been prepared, which shows that I'll be bringing CT scan or this that machinery, that DPR is appraised. If it is appraised by one bank, that would do. No other appraisal would be needed, sir.
So in that case, the comprehensive report is required, like one comprehensive DPR, wherein all the...
No, sir. The comprehensive DPR is must. He should know that what kind of machineries he'll be bringing in future. What is he's planning in future.
Okay, so these are the two different things. One is DPR, another one is appraisal. So he will have only one DPR, but
Right.
appraisal is coming from 3 or 4 banks.
The first bank that will be appraising his DPR completely. Before giving loan, the bank must be appraising it, right?
Okay.
That appraisal report, it will be sacrosanct for us.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And for claiming the central interest subvention, will it be allowed to gain interest subvention from those all multiple banks?
Exactly. So, of course. Right. Sir, in interest subvention, we have this that when the financial year closes, every bank gives you a certificate that shows how much interest is being paid by the person. Those certificates collectively from the all banks, the person, the unit holder, has to submit to the DIC. Like, these are my loans for the machineries that I have bought, and this is the total interest that I have been paying to the banks. On the basis of that particular amount, the subvention will be paid, sir.
So in that case, some loan might have availed 4 years back for the first investment he made. So all those 4 years interest will be reimbursed, or will it be counted from the date of first claim? Like suppose...
So, sir, again interesting question. The claims are being calculated from the date of commercial production or date of operation. From that date, for the upcoming 7 years, in case of central interest subvention, for 7 years he'll be getting that interest subvention from the date of commercial production.
After the last phase, in the final phase only, he will be able to get the interest subvention. That means
only after the final phase, only after like all phases are complete, and now they start finally for all those machines that were mentioned in DPR.
Yes.
When they start their commercial operation or production, from then onwards, he'll be eligible for the subsidy.
so. All the previous interest, he won't get any.
He won't get subsidy, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi Rahul, my name is Gokul. I represent the education sector. I run a few colleges. And at the moment we do vocational and skill training, sponsored by CSR sponsored, government sponsored. And I'm keen on, taking up a scheme under the vocational scheme. So being in the education sector, our constitution is registered as a society. We are a society, charitable society. But your portal, and I sent an email about a few months back, didn't get a reply, doesn't list society or trust as one of the. Can you elaborate? Is it possible to change that, or is that something that's a decision that's taken?
Directly, you cannot claim any subsidy from us because under Societies Act that you are telling this vocational institution, it comes from the Ministry of Education, if I'm not wrong, right, Jishan? So it has to be operated from that side only. Vocational studies are allowed, but government-sponsored institutes are not being given subsidy under Unnati.
No, we're not a government-sponsored institute. We're a private organization. We're a private organization, but we do skill training sponsored by CSR sponsored, like Honda sponsors some of the programs. So basically I run, let's say, in the hospitality sector. I train kids, young students from rural background for 6 months, 1 year, and send them, to go work outside, both in the healthcare sector and the hospitality sector. And some of these schemes are sponsored by different corporates as well. So we do need infrastructure in terms of classrooms, labs. We need equipments to train them, and that's a need I see in Manipur a lot, especially when in these troubled times. It's very essential to, skill, especially the rural poor. That's where I'm coming from. So one is when I need to register, I think I'll be eligible for the scheme, that's for sure.
You are eligible if you are not government-sponsored per se, directly, you're eligible.
My only challenge is I've tried to register on the portal, but the type of constitution type in the portal, it only lists, partnerships, liability, LLP, company. I can change myself as a Section 25 or Section 8 company, but that's a process I need to take, and it takes a few months. Do I need to that, or can I still apply as a society? Because we're a 30-year-old organization. 30 years ago, there was no Section 25, Section 8.
The options that have been mentioned on the portal, they are in line with the complete deliberations and as per the notification. So if it is not coming, the society, the training institute that you're planning for this for application, if it is not coming under those particular lists, then you have to change for that.
Okay. Yeah. That's first thing. And second thing, I spoke to my bank, and the other thing is some of the banks what they're confused about is your appraisal. There is no format as per se on your guideline or So banks are, what he told me is in the last application that he got, he sent the sanction letter. But you spoke about appraisal letter or something. Can you elaborate more on that?
Bank appraisal report, yes. So this has been a very common problem in not even here in Manipur, even Assam and other states as well. Whenever bank says such things to you that we don't have a specific format, you just need to get a simple 2-liner certificate from their side that that sanction letter and the credit appraisal, whatever they have done, this may be considered as good as bank appraisal report. Okay. That's it. That would do. We will consider that.
Okay. So if a bank issues a letter saying that so-and-so is creditworthy and, we are willing to finance this project, is that good enough?
Not creditworthy as such. The sentence, we have issued a letter for that purpose, and I'll share that with you too. Okay. It shows that bank is writing, this report, whichever they are giving to you, may be considered as good as a bank appraisal report. Because the terminology is different in all the states. That is a problem. That's why we have sorted this out.
Yeah, I got that. Okay. The one more question that I have is in terms of cost norms. Norms of, let's say I'm building a building. Are there specific guidelines that you have for, let's say, some of us in the service sector, whether it's a hotel or in my case, I'm going to be, construction building. What are the cost norms that you follow? Is there a specific guideline? Because this is one problem that we face with government schemes a lot.
There is no cost norms as such. We have defined core and non-core sectors. I mean, we cannot go into that gravity that you have to purchase this kind of brick, this kind of cement. No, we cannot tell you that. We have just specified core and non-core sectors. The money that you are spending while building this, it should come under core part only. The non-core part would not be considered eligible. So we're not going into the granularities exactly, like which type of material you use and things like that. So it's a very comprehensive one. Yes, please.
Can we deviate from the initial project
exactly.
report?
It's a very common question.
I'm planning to build a hospital. So, if I start with the construction, then all this MRI and CT, I may not be able to put in the future. I have financier, but they may have problem and all. So if I put MRI, CT, it will cost around 10 crores. if I cannot put, or if I can put initial DPR, I don't put MRI, then I put my MRI later on. That is first question. Second question is, as brother already talk about, if I give to a construction company, like they charge around 30% cost above the building actual construction. Do you actually recommend giving this to the construction company, like this two? I just wanted.
So the first question is a very common question, and I would like to answer that here. You are basically talking about the positive deviation. Initially, when you get your project prepared through a DPR, detailed project report, in that you mention what kind of machineries or what kind of construction that you are planning. Later on, you realize that you need to expand it a little more. Maybe you got money or your loan is approved later on. So the positive deviation is not allowed right now as per scheme guidelines, although we are deliberating upon it in our department. And soon maybe you get a better clarity, and most likely, I'm not guaranteeing you this.
What negative?
Negative is fine. If your DPR...
If I put my MRI in the initial...
Exactly. Initially you put it, like I'll be putting in 100 crores. Fine. When you it comes to the ground level, when you go to the bank, you have the loan. The DIC and all these people, they visit physically there, they verify things. So negative deviation has always been there, even till 50%. Negative deviation is not, it's not prohibited or anything like that. Okay. So if it is going negatively, yeah, negative it can go. Initially, so it's best to get your DPR a little, just on the planning basis that, yeah, I'll be investing this. Maybe later on you're not able to get this thing or this thing. That's fine. The DIC people or the state people will go physically and check, and on the basis of that check only, will be giving you the subsidy. That's not a problem. But if you're positively deviating that initially I did not write MRI machine and now you're spending 10 crores on that and please give me subsidy on that, as on date, it's not allowed, sir. So this is the first thing. Second,
construction cost, whatever.
Scheme does not bar this thing, that if you want to construct something and you are going to every shop, bringing cement, bringing this and that, and you're getting invoices from that, scheme does not bar you from, handing this work to a contractor or a person who give you things with invoices, like GST invoices. We rely on your GST invoices, that I have purchased this, I have purchased that, and these are my GST invoices, and the total comes out to be more than eligible investment, which is required under the scheme.
Like this contractor, actually they are ready to give like material costs and all, but all these labor costs and their 30% like margin, like this thing, they may not be like, it may not be at par what we actually construct. I mean, they may increase their costs, whatever they want. I'm just talking about that.
Sir, we cannot go directly into that if person is asking more than the market rate.
Yeah. I mean, I'm also not sure whether they're actually taking the right price or not. That I'm a doctor. I may not be very sure regarding this.
Whenever you'll be handling your work to any one person, contractor or thekadar, as they say in our language, he'll be building everything and be handling you to the GST invoices. Okay. He'll be including everything. How is he giving you GST invoices? What is he mentioning in those? If he's mentioning, if deducted, sir. But the cost escalation, if he's asking more, that's out of our purview as well.
My don't advise to go for Thekadar kind of construction. Don't advise to go for Thekadar kind of construction. So it's better to construct you by yourself. Anything can happen. We are not very sure about how the scheme will, this reimbursement may affect. He may calculate for more without any reasoning and all. That's what.
So it's always good to construct and see things yourself, because you'll have the invoices, you'll go to the place, you know that this amount has been incurred on that. it's just a kind of facility if you're giving your work to the contractor that you don't have to do such things. But if I talk about the quality of things, quality of invoices and things that you can generate, that you have to do yourself. That's the best thing to do. Okay. Just like there was an example in Nagaland, they were saying that we do use bamboo a lot in construction things, but bamboo is locally available, nobody pays GST on that. How are you supposed to, show you the GST that we have invested this much on that? So again, that comes under non-core part, we won't include that as an eligible investment. So it's always good to do it yourself. For like facilitation purpose, it's good to give your work to the contractor. But that's up to you, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon. If I started the unit, when we start our unit, whether it be in the IT or ITES or manufacturing sector, there arises a situation or the conflict after the completion of the manufacturing unit. Say, I couldn't start my operation because Manipur's condition is quite unpredictable. It could be a force majeure because we lie in the Himalayan ranges. So in that scenario, suppose we couldn't start our operation, are we still eligible for the claiming as per your incentive point of view?
Sir, actually, in this, we have already given you 4 years. Once you get your registration application, you have 4 years to start your commercial production or commercial operation. It's already a very huge time. But again, this condition that you're telling me, force majeure, it is mentioned in our scheme that if there is such condition as is there in Manipur, it will be considered on a case-to-case basis. On a case-to-case basis. If force majeure is there and there is enough evidence that this could not have been done, this will be considered. Yeah.
Good afternoon. I have a couple of simple questions. So if we would like to start a waste management plant, which service sector would it come as?
I think we have mentioned recycling sector as a sector under positive lifts. If I'm not wrong, it will come under that.
Okay. And for an existing business, if we would like to expand to other northeast states, will it count as a new setup at that particular new place?
What exactly is the meaning of expansion here? Expansion basically means your existing unit has been expanded internally for the purpose of more capacity, more generation and more production. But if you are not expanding here and you're taking this to another state, that is a new unit. That's not existing unit. You have to take a new GST for that and all such documents that are required for a new unit. You cannot expand from this location to any other location.
Okay. Another one is, does bakery and culinary training center comes under hospitality? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, please repeat.
Yeah, so does bakery and culinary training center comes under hospitality sector?
Bakery and second one is, sorry?
Bakery and Culinary Training Institute.
No, not training, he's saying... Skill management, yes. It is allowed. Under vocational, that vocational training that we have written, under our service positive list, it is eligible.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. That would be all.
Next, please.
Good afternoon. So the absence of Pata land in the hill poses a great challenge as it is difficult to establish clear land ownership. So my question is, what documents can be used as a proof of land ownership? Will documents obtained from the revenue office authenticated by the subdivisional officer, will that suffice for registration and to claim these incentives? If not, then what alternative document can be used in the hill districts?
If I've heard it correctly, land ownership that you're telling me?
Yes, under the documents required to avail the incentives and for registration purpose, the registered land documents is required to prove that the land belongs to the owner or a rent or a lease deed. But there is no Pata land in the Hill District. So what is the alternative solution for this?
Is it an example of the, if I'm not wrong, Shikara in Kashmir, that they have houseboats and on the river? Is it the same case? I mean,
No.
land ownership that you're telling me.
Yes.
I mean, I think I didn't get it clear.
Pata land is not applicable in the Hill District, sir. The land is owned by the village chief or the headman.
So if you are having the land ownership document, so you can make it right by the land settlement officer or revenue officer for the validation proof that it's owned by you and it can be used for commercial purpose. Then we will. Yeah, tell me.
So, sir, then the documents obtained from the revenue office will suffice for registration and.
Yeah, it definitely will act as a validation. No issue with that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, please. Sorry?
In hospital and all, we don't need GST number, na. So regarding all those kind of this thing, we wouldn't be applying GST and all. So
that is why more incentives have been given.
Those sectors in which there is no GST, for them the capital incentive is 10 crores. The capping is 10 crore. That's why it is more in those cases.
To apply for GST.
It's not
like
needed.
GST number lena zaruri nahi.
If your sector does not involve the use of GST, it's not needed.
Good morning. My question is, what I want to know is that when we talk about investment, for the CII, the minimum investment should be 1 crore, right?
For manufacturing sector, yes. And if it is a micro unit, it is 50 lakhs.
So I have made an investment of 20 lakhs as of now, but if I want to apply for Unnati, then I need to make a DPR for 1 crore and then get a loan from the bank. Is it how we should approach?
If you have enough fund yourself, you can do it yourself. That will be counted as a self-finance unit. In case you want to apply for a loan, you can take a loan. If you want to manufacture something and you come under the category of micro unit, you can invest 50 lakhs and you will be eligible. 50 lakh in plant and machinery, not for this. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So in plant and machinery, what about what do you say? I mean, how do you define plant?
See, for plant and machinery, again, we have core and non-core parts. For example, if you are if there are mother production equipments, special machinery that is producing something. Not only that, if you have electrical components due to which this machinery is running, that also comes under this.
Let's say if I buy a transformer, so does it come under? Because see, what I want to say is in manufacturing, and when we say plant, even the work shed comes in the plant. Yeah. So in manufacturing, we have construction of the work shed. Then we have the other equipments that enables the manufacturing. So if we do not consider it as a core, then it's very difficult to run the business, right? Or even set up the unit.
It's very much like made clear in this known and core and non-core part. For example, if you have a DG set, generators and all, those do not come as under the eligible category for the plant and machinery. The electrical part, the core machinery, their cost of erection, that machinery, this all will come under the eligible part of the.
So if I have to buy a transformer, so that would also come as a part.
No, it will not come under as part of eligible plant and machinery. It will electrical, your switches, those wires, those fittings, everything would come under plant and machinery because that is required for starting your plant and machinery.
What about the building structure or the manufacturing?
No, it doesn't come under.
Or the warehouse?
No. If again, it's different for micro. If your investment is in the category of a micro unit.
So what is micro? 50.
No.
It should be under 1 crore, right?
In this, there is again a deliberation going on since the definition has been changed by the ministries recently. So now all the units in which investment is less than 2.5 CR, those are micro units. But we are yet to notify that thing. So as of now, it is less than 1 CR.
Okay. So if that modification comes in, then I would be able to apply for all this, right?
Notification is only increasing that, 2.5 CR. It is 1 CR right now, it will be 2.5 CR. So you are eligible now as well. It's not that you're not eligible. You are eligible, but you're not breaching that 50 lakh mark at least. The 50 lakh mark has to be breached for becoming eligible for... sorry? So 50 lakh is for micro units, for manufacturing. And if you're not a micro unit, it has to be 1 CR, at least in plant and machinery.
So for me, if I apply for CII...
So for the sake of everyone's benefit, Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises na enterprise ahum thokna category tawrise amount of investment to the base tawraga amadi turnover the base tawi micro unit haragadi up to 1 crore CR invest over aduga turnover 10 crore da hendaba adugi definition je huju revised tawgre recently tawdabu notification ni thokdri hujik oirakadabusina 2.5 crore bhawa invest tawba unit singje micro chingani aduga 10 crore bhawa invest tawbuje aduduna small adagi 50 crore book tawbujina medium. So it is very simple classification. Aduna udyam da akona registration taw matamda songi unit se micro ra medium la small la have the amount of investment do the neba the Manipur usually is almost all the units are micro. So I think sigi kanose 50 lakhs minimum investment je adum yagada male both manufacturing amadi service sector da. So I think this is very clear to all.
No,
service sector da de 50 lakhs ne. Service sector da the minimum eligible investment is 50 lakhs ne. Aduga manufacturing da 1 crore hai bane.
Up to 1 crore.
Up to not 1 crore da ki hen gata wa. Suppose somna Unnati ki claim se tau ge hai taraga di manufacturing sector da minimum investment is 1 crore oi gata ne ha bane.
CII se cannot owning a
CII se
incentives.
Ado micro enterprises ki oina di high level limit se 50 lakhs ta ju handareba.
Ado iti yado ina trava 50 lakhs.
Yado ni.
Okay.
Any more?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
We are into solar energy sector, and we are not a manufacturer company. But what we do is we do installation as an integrator. We buy the material from manufacturer, and we do the integration of the solar system for livelihood, education, healthcare, and the other activities like health center for solar lightings. So in this category, should we be able to do apply for this program?
No. Installation, since there is no value addition or processing involved in that. So in case you would have been into manufacturing of the solar plants, you would have been eligible. Since here you're just procuring and installing it. The installation, this thing, it's not eligible under Unnati.
But the thing is, sir, we have to do the maintenance like solar powered cold storage. Let's say solar powered cold storage, it is manufactured by some other company, but we have to install it by ourselves. Our engineers, we have to do that installation here because the people who are going to manufacture, they will not come here. So what we are going to do is we are going to do the procurement and we'll do the installation at the sites itself. So The basic maintenance and the manufacturing itself, we are going to do that. Only the thing is we are going to procure the material from the manufacturer.
The main fact that is coming out of this is that, just please answer me that, you're not into manufacturing of solar plants, right?
Yes, sir.
You're not manufacturing.
We are not manufacturing.
You are procuring and installing by yourself.
Yes, sir.
This is what you are doing?
Yes, sir.
Other than this, there is no other value addition, right?
Value addition is like this, sir. The material they are going to make, suppose we are making a radio here, the radio is not going to come from the manufacturer. What we are going to do is we are going to make the radio here. We are going to buy the material which are going to make the radio. We will be buying those materials which can make the radio, and we are going to make the radio here. So materials means, sir, we are buying the materials which are going to make the solar powered cold storage. So it's kind of a manufacturing. What we do here, it's assembling the materials.
So you are assembling the materials.
Yeah, we are going to do the assemble, means we are manufacturing it in the sense, but the product is
it's a good case study, sir, for us as well. So when your final product that you're telling me that you're preparing, are you selling it by branding it something with your company's name?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are doing that.
Okay, you're doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take this as a note, and we'll be replying you soon on this. We'll be deliberating upon this because it's again a good case study for us as well. Since you are procuring this kind of raw material, the solar raw material,
yes, sir,
and you are assembling it, because assembling is a very, it's not very comprehensive word, but there are units that are into this thing, not solar units, but there are other units, and we have allowed those.
Only the materials is not going to work, sir. Suppose we are doing that cold storage. We buy those materials, how to assemble the cold storage here. If we only buy the materials which is going to make the cold storage, it will not become a cold storage if we don't give our value added service. Machine name. Machine name.
So your final product, what is the name of that final product?
It is solar powered cold storage, sir.
Solar plant cold storage.
Solar powered cold storage.
Now this, the electricity produced by this solar, it is used for captive, it is used for that cold storage only?
It is going to be used for cold storage. Means, sir, we can store vegetable, fruits and other healthcare items also.
Are you selling that particular electricity, or it is used for captive purpose only?
Yeah, this is only for the end user purpose, sir. So based on the niche of the end users, those who are working at the agricultural sector, those who are working at the healthcare sector, so they need the cold storage for their things to store. So what we do is we assemble the material based on their needs. So maybe it's a 2 metric ton system, 5 metric ton system, 10 metric ton system. So based on the design, sir, we do the designs and we do the installation and the maintenance.
Assembly is being done at the destination only, or you're doing it in-house only?
In-house only, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll get back to you on this.
So I'll just supplement here.
Yes, please.
For manufacturing ki oinadi, moi kano the definition the high is kemtanate. Koina raw material mayam ama khomjal laga. Puthorai ba product se. Ngasai raw material da ki tongan ba kano pot amu oigata ba duga ma ki functionality the tongan gata ba duga maming do. Akoina yoningi ba samna da bazaar sare. Kanada hujujikla is whatever market competitor oiriba somna product ama cold storage solar powered product ama sagadoineba adugidadum eligible oini if masagi somna lauriba raw material singdudagi somna puthoraiba aroiba product tuna magi functionality do tonga lagadi completely. Aduna sigi sadum yagadaw male. So what I feel is that to the PIU, what I feel is that still it will be eligible if the final product, which is the outcome of all the raw material he has aggregated and he has given a completely new function.
True that.
That is the definition as per the manufacturing unit, as per your guidelines. What I understand, and it should have a complete branding also, and how he is going to market it, so that government will certainly have certain regulation, like will it be GIS standard, like solna puthokada poto akoigi kanodana food processing dana fasai na kanopi ko aduga amadudana nanga sagi BIS na rating kyam pi rikholi haibido adugi regulation ama yam chawna budi lakani aduga eligible di oine ai wakanda still it will fall under manufacturing if the final product is completely different from the raw material which you are getting it.
It will be totally different, sir. From the raw material is going to
yes,
use,
and then it will be eligible.
Sir, actually in this case, see, in other manufacturing activities, people bring raw material and make a final product, brand it and they sell it. Where they are selling is not our concern. We only check that they are producing something. Their production is different. In their case, if they are installing it on cold storage, that's not our concern. That's not a problem. The thing that they are manufacturing, first of all, does it involve any kind of plant and machinery? An important question. Or is it something like hand-based thing? You are bringing raw material, you are doing it by your hand and assembling things. In this case, there won't be any plant and machinery, if I'm not wrong.
Plant and machinery would be there, sir. Without a plant and machinery, we cannot do that. And
okay, so assembly involves plant and machinery.
Yes, sir.
So in that plant and machinery, the minimum investment should be 50 lakhs.
If it's a micro unit, sir.
If it is a micro.
1 crore.
Thank you.
You will be eligible.
Here.
Thank you very much. Actually, we have queries from the directorate because few people approached our offices asking about homestay. We have few confusions that in your guidelines it's given for a hospitality sectors, for a hospital like 10 bedded, 25 bedded, you have just a mark is there. But homestay, you have not given any how many bedded will be there, what will be the infrastructure. So this clarification, it's for the people coming over here. Few have approached the department and we don't have that answer. So I just want to take this opportunity to clarify these things.
It's a very valid question actually. The homestay guidelines are under deliberation and most likely will be out by within a month. So that will clearly show you how many bedded rooms or how many number of rooms and what kind of investment is required. So homestay guidelines are under deliberation and they'll be issued soon.
Another question. Here in Manipur, we have football trucks, ready-made football truck for people who are like establishing as of now. So they have approached the department that is it the football truck, as per your guidelines, we have to follow the Khelo India guidelines. But Khelo India guidelines for the state prospecting by the government sector, it is a very huge amount of money incurred. So if investors, a minimum investor want to start in this service sector relating with football turf and all, will he be eligible without following that guidelines? Because it's following, as per your guideline, it's very high amount of money where people are unable to spend. Because, but in Manipur itself, it's a sports hub, as you know. People are very much enthused about this turf and also it's coming up. It's a booming industry. So I just want to light about these sectors also.
So as on date, you have to follow those Khelo India guidelines, as on date. But since you have brought this point, it can be deliberated upon in the department that whether we reduce the, the investment or things like that. So I'll take this as a point.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Lastly, may I request K.S. Deepak Singh, OSD, MSME, please to give a vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
It's my honor and a privilege to express our deepest gratitude as we conclude this enriching workshop. And then first and foremost, I just want to thank our Assistant Chief Secretary, Textile Commerce Industries, and our Director, Trade Commerce Industry, our Madam, for allowing us to host this type of workshop to enlighten the enterprising entrepreneurs of the state to get benefit out of the scheme. And special thanks to our speakers today with their knowledge for enlighten and giving clarifications to all the questions arised by the enterprises and unit who have all come from this all over around the state. And once again, thank you for being a part of this wonderful session, and wishing you a success in all your future endeavors. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Now we have lunch program. Now let us join all together happily. Now program is over. Thank you very much. All the best.
Now,